that was a distasteful loss for the Rays.
Distasteful losses are way too many, way too frequent in 2024. Let's talk about it right now.
You are Locked On Rays, your daily Tampa Bay Rays podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Well, we still have the dope intro going for us, which is good. We like that. Keeps us from pulling our hair out as the Rays lose to the Detroit Tigers by a score of 4-2. We'll get into that. But first, my name is Kevin Weiss.
I'm Ulises Sambrano.
And we're the host of the Locked On Rays podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Thank you for making us your very first listen every single day. Be sure to check out and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Locked On Rays. You can also find us on X and Instagram at Locked On Rays, and email us anytime. We do plan to have a mailbag episode on Thursday, and the Klosky Meister for Friday's episode, lockedonrays@gmail.com. So send us those comments, concerns, hot takes, and all. I'm looking at the YouTube thing right now. What am I looking at? A Simpsons Rays meme.
Yeah, it's one of the from the movie. It says, "This is the worst day of the season," says Bart with a Rays hat on, and Homer says, "The worst day of the season so far." Which it seems like this meme is very applicable for every single damn loss that we have seen this year, man. They all hurt. Like,
yeah,
I don't know why. Like, you can take losses, like whatever, but it seems like the damn 13 losses that we've had, all of them have just been gut-wrenching L's, man.
I have an answer because defeat is stolen from the jaws of victory, thanks in part to the bullpen. And that was the case again tonight. Colin Poche was the man of the hour, not in a good way.
Not in a good way, unfortunately. Just that fastball. I mean, he's a guy that lifts off his fastball, top of the zone, most of the time. And they put it up on Bally 71% of the time. He's going to throw a four-seam fastball.
Yes.
So I think it makes it very much easier for the hitter to just sit on that fastball. And it's not a fastball that's 95, 98, 100. It's 91, 92.
That's the thing, is his mile per hour average is 90, 91, 92, where in previous iterations of Colin Poche, it was, like you said, 93, 94, 95. So he's lost some zip on that fastball, and a couple points here and there can make a big difference, which is why he stands with 6.75 ERA. I don't even know if those numbers have been updated. Yeah. But regardless, he, like others that are part of this relief corps, are struggling. His fastball velocity is in the toilet. His average exit velocity is in the toilet. His strikeout percentage is in the toilet. His barrel percentage is in the toilet. His ground ball percentage is in the toilet. He does have the extension going for him, though.
Yeah, that's nice. But
when a lefty, and maybe this could be the breakout season for Riley Green. It was the Riley Green game.
Hey,
we can put it
good for him, right?
But lefty versus lefty, you're supposed to get those guys out. That's why you're brought in.
That's why that's the role. But I will say I did like how he faced the cameras and the microphones. That's all you want as a fan, is for these guys to kind of, give us their opinion after a tough match and a tough game. And he was able to do that. Other guys, they sometimes run away from the clubhouse and they don't face the media.
Did he blame the baseballs? Were the baseballs
guess what?
an issue? Were the baseballs at odds here?
He did not blame the baseballs.
Interesting.
He took 100% responsibility for his pitches, and plus he took responsibility and gave props to said hitters who hit those baseballs. So Colin Poche, 100%. You get an A+ for your post-game conference. But Yeah, man. When you have Ryan Pepiot shoving and 6 innings, 1 run allowed, which by the way, of course, was Riley Green. And you have Randy finally getting off that hump of an 0 for 17 streak that he had working on. Very difficult. Gets a hit. Isaac goes yard like he does, pulling the ball. Now that's 59 straight home runs to left field, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, Randy, take notes. That works.
Please.
That's okay.
You can
that
pull.
Tracks. And that's what's so unfortunate about it is because, and maybe I need to focus more on the 2024 Rays versus previous seasons, is when that shot happened, I thought, okay, they have this in the bag.
Yeah.
They have a momentous moment. Nobody else is doing anything. They take the lead. The bullpen's been better over the last half dozen games or so. They're going to find a way to close it out. Heck, they might even get another insurance run here and there. You get Cabby on, you get Siri on, you get somebody on. They steal second. Ground ball, move to third, sacrifice fly. There we go. We win the game 3-1. We get out of here. But that is not what happened.
And that's the thing. Like, I think we need to, maybe that's why these losses are hurting, because we have this mentality, this mindset that this is a team from 2021 or 2023. Maybe, again, you've said this before, this team could be a 2022 team. And just edging it out at 86, 87 wins, making the wild card, and really not giving you a lot to be happy about. Just like, hey, yeah, they're successful. They made it to the playoffs, but nothing else than that. Like, that's what we could be watching, but it's very frustrating because if your expectations are really high for anything in life,
right,
and something happens that, it's not optimal, but if you didn't have those big expectations for that, you wouldn't be so hurt. I think we're getting hurt because we really expected this team to be much better than what we're seeing right now. We know why they're not as good as what we're seeing right now, aka injuries. Okay, we know that. But, like, again, you should be playing better than what you're playing. Regardless of the injuries, the guys that are there, they should be playing better. And the manager should be managing the game better. You can't, bro, they're doing Austin Shenton so dirty. They're doing him.
They've got quad A written all over them. They don't even give him a chance. Not a shot, not an opportunity.
There's no
getting
trust.
Like 2 at-bats a week. That's it. Because you are not in our long-term plans, bud. Sorry, you're just not.
And by the way, I know you haven't started for the last 4 games, but can you get up here in the 9th inning and go against Foley, who's one of the best closers in the game?
He already has 7 saves. There may not be a Rays reliever that gets 7 saves this year.
But can you get in there, Austin Shenton? Oh, you struck out. Oh, we're going to grade you about that. Yeah. This is as dirty as Vidal Brujan or worse with that, what they're doing to Austin Shenton. And I don't understand, like, wow, like it's bad.
Yeah. I mean, the best thing they did for Vidal Brujan was trading him to another team to maybe give him some playing time. Bad team, nonetheless, but still it maybe creates an avenue for him to get some playing time and to have some staying power there. We have much more to discuss on this unfortunate L, Ulises, but first we have to tell the audience something important.
Very important indeed. And, we've all been there. Maybe like tonight. We look at the scoreboard and we're thinking it's not looking good. And if you're a Rays fan, that's probably a lot of the time lately. But we can always lift our head up and say, hey, time to get back in the game. Time to get back in the saddle. Because you know what? You can get as much as your friend's money as you can possibly get by playing Monopoly Go. It lets you compete with your friends to get the most riches and the biggest empire. It's the Monopoly that you love. But guess what? It's on your phone anytime with tons of new twists, including leaderboards to compare your progress to your buddies. There's so much to do. You can play on countless dynamic Monopoly boards, make your friends bankrupt by smashing their landmarks with a wrecking ball, which is pretty neat. And you can charge other players rent for your iconic properties. You can even work with your friends to crack open community chests and in tournaments to get extra rewards and climb that leaderboard. So get back out there. Be like I don't know. Be like Randy tonight, getting that hit. 0 for 17, get that hit. Put on your game face and download Monopoly Go, now free on the App Store or Google Play.
All right. We also want to tell you this. Spring training is over. Obviously, baseball season is in full swing. So don't miss your chance to add your favorite players from the diamond in your prize pick entries, whether it's strikeouts, RBI, first inning runs. Not much of that from the Rays, believe it or not. Take your pick of more or less and add them to your prize picks entry today. Also, NBA, NHL playoff action is kicking off, so you really should go check out this prize picks things. Capitalize on that. So download the app today. Use code LOCKEDONMLB, LOCKEDONMLB for a first deposit match up to $100. So good. I'll repeat it again. Download the app today and use code LOCKEDONMLB, LOCKEDONMLB for a first deposit match up to $100.
Nice.
Yeah, not fun this game. And you know who I really feel bad for? Well, a lot of people here, but Ryan Pepiot. Ryan Pepiot does not get run support.
No,
in a win or a loss. He is lucky to get 2 runs, 3 runs. Look at all his starts with the Rays this season. Texas, Colorado, Giants, Angels, Detroit. Common denominator, the hitters aren't helping him out in the least. The bullpen screwing him over in many of those games.
Yeah, that's the Ryan Pepiot 2024 season in a nutshell. But again, a quality start, man. 6 innings, only 1 run allowed. He looks good out there. I like his fire, that demeanor. You can call it the bulldog mentality brought by James Shields, adopted best by Alex Cobb. Seems like Pepiot has that in him, which is nice to see on the mound.
So is Pepiot starting to make a run for Ulises' podium of Ray's favorite pitchers if he keeps this up for an entire year? Or he's got some work to do?
He's got some work to do, but I do like the kid. I keep calling him Baby Glass because the mane is there.
The mane is there. Not quite the height or the Adonis build, but he's got the mentality for sure, and he's got the look.
Right. And he looked great, man. And it's not the Detroit Tigers of old. It's a good team. It's a good team they have there. So
not a great team, but I think they are a playoff caliber team. And a guy like Mark Canha, I think, can really elevate the ball club. Look, Mark Canha is not, some sort of multi-time all-star or superstar caliber player, but he has been consistent over the years and throughout his career. And 2 games against the Tigers this year, he has the Rays number. I mean, I guess he's going to hit a home run in every game here.
Yeah, it seems that way. Look, he's a professional baseball player. Like those guys that we talk about that the Rays haven't had in a while. I think the last guy like that the Rays had was probably Tommy Pham. Just a guy that's been there, done that. And even then, Tommy Pham hadn't been there that long to be doing that when he was with the Rays. Now he has. But, the Rays really haven't had that guy. But he is good for him and for the Detroit Tigers to do that relationship. But this team right now is struggling mightily at the plate, man. It's not fun. And I think there's some disconnect, and I don't know if the disconnect comes from trying to save face for the players from cash, or is it gaslighting or something? Because after the game, he said a quote that I don't think matches up with what the actual numbers say, Kevin.
Okay.
Can I play you that?
Yes, I would like to hear that.
Seeing anything of these at bats with runners in scoring position? That seems to be where kind of the issues have been lately.
Nothing like glaring. I mean, look, everybody 1 through 9, they want to help get it done. And, I don't think we're necessarily expanding out of the zone or chasing, pitches that we can't handle. We're just not as timed up as, I think we're going to be here soon. But right now it's, challenging to go through it.
So you're not buying what Kevin Cash is dealing there?
No, the numbers say completely the opposite thing that he's saying. He's saying, I don't think that we're expanding the zone. Well, Kevin Cash, I think you're wrong because from what we're seeing, the chase percentage, guess what? The Rays are the third highest in 2024 behind the mighty Miami Marlins and behind the mighty Colorado Rockies. And at third in chase percentage, highlighted in yellow for those on YouTube who are hitting the like button right now, who are hitting the subscribe button right now and help us out, reach more Rays fans. Look at that. They're third in chase percentage. So the quote of, I don't think that we're expanding out of the zone. I'm Kevin Cash. Are we seeing the same games? Are we watching the same at bats? Do you have different information? If so, can you tell us what information you have? Because right now we see that the Rays are third in chase percentage. Like, I just want that kind of, please, like Michael Scott would say, explain this to me as if I'm 5.
Right. Yeah. Playing devil's advocate, perhaps he was referring to this game in particular and not season wide. Although to counteract that, I would say that Kenta Maeda, and maybe it's just the disappearing splitter below the zone that the Rays were hammering into the ground and not able to do anything with, and some good defensive gyms by some of the Tigers players. Maybe that's what he was referring to, perhaps.
Maybe, but I don't know, man.
Yeah,
it's. I would like, again, we've talked about this. Like, those post game conferences are fastballs down the middle.
Yeah,
I would really like that follow up question to have been, hey, but
if somebody had the stats to back it up right in front of them, and they could have tested Cash on that, maybe they should have.
Yeah, maybe. I
mean, you can just go back and look at the season highlights and say, well, what's Randy swinging at? What's Siri swinging at? What's some of these other guys swinging at?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's unfortunate. And you look at the lineup, and I know they've tried to change some things with the lineup construction to get something going. Didn't work because the Rays were 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position.
I believe so, 0 for 7. Yeah.
But I mean, we can talk about, look, Rosario has been a savior, Caballero's been a savior, but you look at the OPSs of guys that are getting meaningful action, like Yandy, like Randy, like Harold, even Curtis Mead. I mean, we're looking at like 450, 500, 550 OPSs.
It's not great. And 8 Ks, by the way. And one of those Ks was a pinch hitter by the name of Jose Siri, who once again gets in there and strikes out. So it's been tough, man. It's been tough. And I understand the frustration. Obviously, if you're watching this and you're listening to us, you can get that we're frustrated about this. And you probably could be even more frustrated or not. Yeah. Let us know in the comments if you are. But it's not a good brand of baseball that we're watching right now from the Rays. And the thing is, like, when they tease you too, if it's a game like on Monday where you're like, oh, you might as well turn this off.
It's clunker adjacent for sure. Like, okay, we're down by this number. We're down by a touchdown. We're not winning this game. Whereas here, like, they were leading us on.
Yes.
And they left us very unsatisfied.
Indeed. Yeah. You were hoping for something in the end, and that did not come to fruition. Yes.
You know what? I think part of the issue, we all have experience with that. I think part of the issue was Kevin Cash. He's back to dipping, doing the old chewing tobacco. I saw the television cameras hit him. I can see a dipper from a mile away. I work for the city of Zephyr Hills.
You're pretty good at that.
I know what's going on.
Yeah, you know.
So maybe that's he's a little bit too wired, perhaps. Maybe not thinking straight. Some long nights. all we can hope is that
What?
it can't get worse. It can't get worse than what it is right now with the prime players. And then it's just hope and hope and hope, putting all the pressure on Brandon Lau and Josh Lowe. And again, we talked about this before. Guys coming back from injury, sometimes it takes a little bit to find a groove and to find your footing. And Brandon Lau's already a notoriously slow starter, so he could start out, have a couple weeks like Randy's doing right now before he gets going, quite frankly.
Don't get in a hole that's too big to come out of.
Yeah.
I look right now, the Rays are the only team in the AL East that is under 500. Yeah, by one game. But let's just take that. Like the trend is going down. Gotta pick it back up.
Yeah.
Cannot get swept by the Tigers. I don't care if they're a better team. You're at home. Can't do that. Who is pitching tomorrow? By the way, we are recording right after the game.
Yes.
It's Tyler Alexander for the bulk and Sean Armstrong. So
yeah, Sean Armstrong opening, Tyler Alexander, which he had a magical start previously, so hopefully that's able to continue, and they'll be going up against Jack Flaherty. So
okay. I don't dislike that for the Rays. It's just, does Tyler Alexander have some extra oomph positive against his former team? I like Isaac Paredes, because Isaac, every time he faces the Tigers, he's going deep at least once. Does Tyler Alexander have that in him? That would be really nice to see. Kind of like a Yankee start, like a 5-inning, 1-run, 2-run. Like, don't let it get too heavy, man, because right now the Rays are really struggling to come, across the home plate.
Now, I'll tell you this. I mean, even if the Rays lose to the Tigers, which would be nice to salvage a series here, they have an off day. And then, I mean, if you don't, I'm looking sweep versus the White Sox. This team's 3-20.
You have to.
They're not even a major league team. Durham Bulls can give them a run for their money.
No, that's not even.
Bad.
They're probably worse than the Oakland A's last year. They were.
Yeah, which is crazy.
You might as well just order in a sweep.
Yeah.
If you could do that.
The Buddy Baseball Cobras might test the Chicago White Sox here. We
were undefeated, baby. Let's go.
There we go. We have a little bit more to discuss here, trying to have some fun, levity on an unfortunate loss. But before we do that, Mother's Day is coming up. And here's an idea. Go to DoorDash. Pair flowers with a gift card so she can celebrate any way she wants. Is she a bookworm? Try a bookstore gift card. Does she love a good latte? Get a gift card to her favorite coffee shop. You can't go wrong. And what's cool about this is you can get all your Mother's Day gifts all in one place and get 50% off your next order, up to $15 when you spend $15 or more on your next flower, convenience, grocery, or retail order now with the code LOCKEDONMLB. That's LOCKEDONMLB. Order using DoorDash today. So remarkable. I'll repeat it again. Code LOCKEDONMLB, LOCKEDONMLB. That's LOCKEDONMLB. Order using DoorDash today. Terms apply. Quick couple nuggets here, Ulises. I think we might have glossed over it briefly over the last couple of days, but Pete Fairbanks is on the IL with a quote-unquote nerve-related issue. I'll ask you flat out. Do you believe this is a legitimate injury, or is this a phantom get-right stint for him?
If you had asked me before an hour ago, I would have said phantom.
Okay.
But what changed in the last hour was I heard him speak to the media. And it was way too intricate. And he was talking about like how it feels like when your hand is numb, but like if somebody made you numb, like he got like, he had some Pete Fairbanks-ish
Yeah, he uses his mechanical engineering degree to detail it and make everybody confused.
Yeah, but in a funny, deadpan way. So yeah, he got way into like what it actually felt that I'm like, oh, okay, that does seem legit. So no, I don't think anymore that it is a phantom IL. I thought it was in the beginning, like, oh, stomach flu, and then it's like, oh no, he has some nerve thing. Like, oh, okay.
It was the baseballs before, so it's one thing after another. And we do know he has the history of Raynaud syndrome, which impacts blood flow to the fingers and affects grip on the ball.
There's also like the family issue stuff. So like,
yeah, there's been a lot going on. I don't want to hammer on Pete Fairbanks. I just wanted to bring that up and put that forth. Now, having said that, Kevin Cash did flat out say that, yeah, I don't believe that this nerve-related issue was related to his previous suckiness.
Good for Kevin Cash to say that. Yeah. See, that's all we're asking. And on this podcast is like, just, we're not children. Just talk honestly to the fandom, and we would be way happier, even with bad news. Yeah, we would be happier because you're giving us to us straight. You're not saying things like we're not expanding out of the zone, and we can clearly see that the numbers are saying, yeah, but you do.
So, having said that, Pete Fairbanks out of the fold temporarily. This might just be a lost Fairbanks season for all we know. Who is your ninth inning save situation? Forget lefty, righty, mad. Who are you banking on? Is it Jason Adam? Is it Colin Poche? Is it Phil Maton? Is it Garrett Clevenger? Is it somebody else? Who is the one guy right now that you trust the most to hand the ball in a critical situation?
I think it has to be Jason Adam right now. But I really want that guy to be Garrett Clevenger. You know me. I want that guy to be Garrett Clevenger, but right now he's not that guy. It has to be Jason Adam. Now, financially speaking, Mr. Maton, you're wanted on the mound in the ninth inning. Cleanup on aisle ninth inning. Let's go with the $6.5 million.
Right.
But I would just not do that to Phil right now because
he's still trying to find his footing, and I think he might be easing his way in there. It might just take. We want to see more from him first, I think.
He's looked good in the last 2 to 3 outings. He's looked good.
I'll tell you what, Jason Adam, though, if you're going to put him on the mound, better be a big ballpark.
Big ballpark. Have some Pepto-Bismol.
Yeah.
Right before the warm-up tosses are done.
And you better have you better not have Randy in center field when you bring Adam to the mound. Just saying.
Or Harold in the corners, or Ahmed Rosario in the corners.
We had the whole. Yeah, there were some odd plays and bad communication, just weird things that are going on and happening right now.
It's the team is playing very bad baseball, and yet they're 12 and 13. Like, it's really amazing. I know we feel bad about it, but like, look at the record and how we've played. Like, do we really deserve to be 12 and 13?
Yeah. No, I really don't think so. I mean, they've pulled a couple rabbits out of their hat for sure. That's been evident so far this year. Look, maybe we need to go Joe Madden era, spice it up with a dress party. Maybe they need some sort of home run celebration. We know the Tigers have the pizza party. I don't know. Maybe bring some cowbells into the dugout after a home run.
The tunnel's nice, but tunnel's nice, but it's like Scotch tape. It's let's bring up something more than a tunnel. You know?
But I'm okay. Let's if it's gonna change things, let's put patches on the left or right sleeve. Let's get those advertisements going. It's working for the Tigers right now. It worked for the Yankees. Let's do it.
Let's do something. Let's just win, please, tomorrow. Tyler Alexander, shove against your former team. Sean Armstrong, be the best opener you can be. Randy, Yandy, Let's go, boys. Enough. Step out of it. The funk is over. Ahmed and Harold, let's go. Everybody, just bleep and go.
Yeah.
Enough.
You know the Rays will be really desperate if they start giving regular at-bats to Austin Shenton of like, we got to switch something up. So let's put Austin Shenton second in the order, and let's get him 4 or 5 at-bats a game. See if he can crack the case.
You look at the difference in the lineup between Aprils, and it's like, oh, Wander's not there. Oh, Luke Raley isn't there. Oh, Josh Lowe isn't there.
Mm-hmm.
Tough.
Yeah.
Even Taylor Walls was dominating in April last year. Remember that?
Yeah.
So oh my
crazy.
God. Yeah.
Which, by the way, I mean, last thing here. Any chance that we see Wander in a Rays uniform this year? I have to ask it. I haven't heard any scuttlebutt on the thou who shall not be named.
I'm gonna go ahead and say no. Okay. We're not gonna see him.
All right.
Yeah.
That would spice it up. That's for sure. All right.
That would be the biggest plot twist of this season. That
would be a huge, huge plot twist. Or find out that the Rays Stadium thing isn't happening.
Yeah.
Which actually, I mean, there are a lot of people that don't like it. A lot of powerful people that don't like it.
True.
At opposite ends of the political spectrum, which is crazy. So.
Yeah, there's so many things that they could like get together, but now Republicans and Democrats are like, no. Yeah. We agree on this.
We agree on publicly financed boondoggles and how bad of a deal it is for everybody.
Yeah,
liberal, basically. Conservative, in the middle, doesn't matter. The city's getting screwed, and Stu Sternberg is getting rich. I don't know.
Basically.
All right. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Stay safe, and we will talk to you tomorrow.